Newly signed Georgian teenager Zura Kizanishvili is on his way back from midweek international duty and doesn't feature today for Dundee. More time to practice that pronunciation. Manager Ivano Bonetti is still not fit to play. In central midfield, Gavin Ray was a Scotland sub in midweek and could make his full international debut in Poland next month. One notable name not in the starting lineup, he'll start on the bench, is long-term absentee Fabian Caballero. An older and better-known Argentinian, Claudio Caniggia, is back-page news again. It was reported today that Celtic and several English Premiership clubs want to sign him. Another veteran striker, Ali McCoist, must have something about Dens Park. His last start for Kilmarnock was here 6 months ago, and he's recalled for this one. The other notable inclusions on this Kilmarnock team sheet are Colin Meldrum in goal in place of the suspended Gordon Marshall, and a first appearance for Spaniard Jesus San Juan, the former Airdrie midfielder. His compatriot Antonio Calderon, who also signed this week, will watch from the stand as San Juan slots into the Killie midfield alongside Mitchell and Mahood, with Ian Durrant out for the foreseeable future and Gary Holt gone. The referee for Dundee against Kilmarnock is Tom Brown. Kilmarnock could do with a win. They've won only once in the last 7 games. Their last defeat, of course, being in the CIS Cup final, losing 3-0 to Celtic. Craig Dargo there caught offside. Kilmarnock 2 points ahead of Hearts as things stand in the 4th spot in the SPL. And Zanti's pass delivered to the outside of the right foot. A little bit too pacey for Javier Artero. Dindala from McCoist, beaten by Coyne. Long ball from Smith, all the way through to Meldrum. Ferguson's pass intercepted. Sara loses out to McGowan. Foul on McCoist by Beto Carranza. Mahood's free kick. Chris Coyne got a firm header away and he was fouled by McCoist. As he did so, Stephen Tweed finding Caniggia in an offside position. Again for McCoist. Put his head to it, but it drops for Gavin Ray. And now Barry Smith. Ray again, neat flick from Sara. Caniggia to Artero. The support comes from Smith. Ray's pass, Carranza, good footwork, and he was fouled by Mahood. Marco Riccardi keeping cool as McCoy's bore down on him, but that's given away by Smith. Dundee, San Juan, good pass, onside, Craig Dargo, a good one, chance for the opening goal for Dargo. 3.5 minutes gone, and Jesus San Juan has an immediate impact for Kilmarnock. The slide rule pass, and Dargo timed the run to perfection, followed by the cool finish. Spotted the gap, the Spaniard. It was always looking pretty inviting between Coyne and Smith, and then it was up to Dargo to do the finishing, and he placed a shot carefully through the legs of Rocati. So it's the ideal start for Kilmarnock. They lead by a goal to nil. Well, you can't start with your new club much better than that. Played forward by Mitchell. Here's Dargo again. Saved by the legs of Marco Rocati this time. A chance there for Dargo to score twice in not much more than a minute. Again, it's pretty unimpressive defending from Dundee. Overhit pass from Smith ends any thoughts Dundee had about attacking, but they certainly had to do some defending there, and indebted here to Rocati for the save with his legs, as Dargo threatened to do what he'd done a matter of moments earlier. Well won by Ray, robbed Mahood of possession. And Mahood recovering though to work it clear for Kilmarnock. McCoist, Mahood, Gary Hay, and now Freddie Dundee. Dargo the target, quickly laid off for Hay, in from McCoist, support from Mahood. Good start this from Kilmarnock. And the effort from McPherson, somewhere between a cross and a shot, goes wide, but the build-up was certainly impressive there. Scratching his head, Ivano Bonetti, his team very much on the back foot from kick-off, with Kilmarnock creating chances, and they've taken one already. Canisius pass for Artero, good one, having a look at the penalty box. That's for Juan Sara. He couldn't quite make up the ground, and Chris Innes was decisive. He's conceded a corner kick. He cut out the threat here of Juan Sara. Vito Carranza with the corner kick. Good handling from Colin Meldrum, although he was unchallenged. That's Mitchell. Smith beat Dargo. Mzadze to Artero. Breaks for Smith. Ray. Good challenge by Dundee. San Juan to McPherson. Couldn't quite keep that in. Strong play from Wansara. Held that ball up well. Ray and Mzanzi combined so well in the central area. And wide is Artero. Flicked away by Dundee. And further away by Mahoud. That's Morocco. Carranza threatening and McPherson clears. A heavy challenge on Sarah by Innes. Tom Brown had a look and waved away the claims for a free kick. Played first time by Nemzadze, cut out by Hay. Mitchell, McCoist, hurt in that challenge by Coyne. Canija to Artero. And again, Innes takes charge, wins the header, although he's saying to Colin Meldrum, I could have done with a shout here. Maybe Innes feels the keeper could have got on his line. Ali McCoist pointing to a knock on his calf and suggesting that action might have been taken against Chris Coyne. He's not too happy with it. Lee's header. San Juan, McPherson. Back from McCoist. Carranza, Ray, Canija. Superb skills from Canija. Good one from Artero. He could have made a lot more of that, Javier Artero. The run was good. The pass was perfectly placed. And you felt there might just be something on there for Dundee, prompted by the skills of Canija. And up and under from San Juan. Morocco. Interception by Sana. Harry Smith driving his team forward. Wants it back from Artero. The Spaniard took his eye off it, and the ball trundled over the line. Smith to Sara, back for Carranza. An easy cut out for Hay, but his header goes straight to Smith. Innes. Flipped on by Mitchell. Dundee lets it run. Dargo to McPherson. Mahoud. Well picked out by McPherson, but his pass won't be caught. Mahoud won the header, that's Morocco. Sara misjudged the header, swirling around in the breeze. Back from Tweed to Rocati. Tweed again, and loads it. Dundee were looking for offside, so Gus McPherson decided to chase it himself. That flicks off the head of Coyne. Well won by Nimzadze. Ray. That's well cut out by Mahood. Kanija flicks it wide to Beto Carranza. Georgi Nimzadze wants it. Superb stuff. Ali Smith didn't do it with the header, and the offside flag was up. Bobby Williamson was impressed with the showing of Jesus San Juan, only signed in midweek, and he felt confident enough he could slot right into the side, and he's been proved absolutely right. Innes for Dargo, cut out by Tweed. Foul by Craig Dargo and Barry Smith. Twisted away from Dargo, did Smith, and he was caught by the trailing boot. Coyne's free kick. Route one. And it almost paid off for Kanija. But it was helped on its way, this free kick, by a fairly stiff breeze. And he couldn't get much contact. Mahood's header, now Ray. And back from Innes to Meldrum. Slipped as he cleared there, Meldrum. In for the band marshal. And offside, Craig Dargo. Morocco, Kanija, instant control. Held off Mitchell. That's a great one by Kanija, and he's sent crashing by Chris Innes, and that will be a yellow card. Well beaten here, Innes, and he just stretched out the left leg and put Kanija on the deck. McCoist organising the Kilmarnock wall. Over the free kick for Dundee, Carranza, Nimzadze, and Chris Coyne is there as well. Not quite what was planned, I don't think. And the offside flag is up, and that's a waste of a set piece. Cleared by McGowan. That was Colin McGowan again. San Juan. Tweed won it. Marcelo Morocco. Good play from Beto Carranza. Georgian Mzadze looking at ways of opening up the Kilmarnock defence. Unsuccessful. Interception there by Freddie Dundee. Gown got his head to it, and it's a painful looking collision involving Morocco on McPherson, and Gus came off second best there. Bang on the head for McPherson. And he doesn't have too much head protection these days. With the free kick, Ali McCoist underneath, in goes Dargo, hammered away by Ray, only as far as Mahood. Mitchell's made a good run, it's beyond Rukati, Gary Hay. Rukati's got it now, and quickly released to Artero. Opportunity opening up for him. That is a very poor final ball. Took it a long way, did Artero, but he's surely got to do better than that. Steve Archibald was the man who brought San Juan and Calderon to Scottish football at Airdrie, and now watching how at least one of them is progressing. Beto Carranza to Barry Smith. Mzadze is never going to get the end of that pass. San Juan. And McPherson. San Juan again, linking the play together. And Stephen Tweed concedes a corner kick. Not the most impressive start by Dundee. That was untidy. Ali McCoist threatening as ever in the penalty box. In from Mitchell. Way by Mzadze. Kanisha. Morocco fouled. Ali Mitchell, the offender, barging into the back of the Dundee defender. Morocco himself with the free kick, won by San Juan, and Dundee have a free kick. Coyne, an aimless pass into the corner, no takers. Mzadze unchallenged for that header. Sara grounded, but no free kick. Mitchell's pass off Nemzadze. Bobby Williamson down from the director's box to the touchline alongside Jerry McCabe. Gus McPherson's header away by Coyne. Back it comes from Innes. Artero's header down, dropping short of Barry Smith. That's given away by Morocco. Long ball from Coyne. That's well dealt with by Innes. Chested down from Meldrum. And now Dundee. Not too many Scots on the pitch, but one who will be of interest to Craig Brown is the man he called up to his midweek squad, Gavin Ray. And Ray might well make his first start for Scotland in Poland. Artero getting forward for Dundee, trying to get through the gap between Hay and Dundee. He was squeezed out. Ray's pass was intended for Caniggia. The interception was by Mahood. Mitchell's lost it, but Innes has it back. And the offside flag up against, I think, both Dargo and McCoist. Back from Beto Carranza to Georgian Mzadze. Headed away by McGowan. The Georgian skipper tries again. Carranza, Sara. Beaten by Mahood. Carranza again. Deflected, his cross off San Juan. And grabbed by Colin Meldrum. McPherson to McCoist. Headed away by Coyne. Carranza turning away from San Juan. That's for Juan Sara. Here's a chance for Dundee to square the game, which Sara does. 28 minutes gone, and that's Juan Sara's 15th goal of the season, sending out his religious message as ever. Dundee now back in the game, having made a pretty indifferent start to this match. But this was good play from Carranza, the measured pass, and he had the skill and the strength and the composure inside the penalty box, Sara, to do the rest. It's a good, calm, composed finish. As Meldrum came off his line, Sara danced away from him and knocked the ball into the net. 1-1 at Dens Park. Canisia's offside. Foul by San Juan on Morocco. Carranza for Canisia this time. Claudio Canisia nudged off the ball in the penalty box by Kevin McGowan. He looked up hopefully towards Tom Brown. The referee was shaking his head. Dundee certainly lifted though by that goal. Here's Smith. And that's good play from Innes. Very cool in defence, but Canisia thought he had a decent shout for a penalty here. It was Kevin McGowan who was doing the defending, and I think the referee got that right. Kilmarnock under pressure again. Chris Innes appealing for a handball, and that's a booking for Beto Carranza. Ivano Bonetti a whole lot happier, I think, with the last few minutes of the match after a poor opening from his team. Bobby Williamson got off to the ideal start, but now pegged back at 1-1. Handball, free kick. Again to McPherson. Off Morocco. McPherson on the overlap, but turned away by Marcelo Morocco. Dardo in for Innes. Ali McCoy's doing his best to get on the end of it. Sara trying to squeeze a pass through for either Canisia or Ray. Barry Smith. Short with the pass, but gets a second chance. Gavin Ray. Well struck. It just lifted up and over the top of Colin Meldrum's crossbar. But well worth a crack. Well, up was Chris Coyne. Back it comes from McGowan. Offside is Craig Dargo. One Spaniard on the pitch, one watching from the stand. That's Antonio Calderon. Artero gets it back from Sara. That was Nemzadze. And diverted back to Meldrum by Mahoud. Nemzadze to Kanisha. Wants it back, but the pass was overhit. McGann from McPherson. It was short. In stepped Morocco, and now Carranza. Here's Marcelo Morocco, got himself into a good position, and it's kicked off the line by Freddie Dundee. Sara was at the near post, Kanisha was at the back post. Neither could get the touch that this needed to divert it into the back of the net. In fact, it was missed by everyone. It looked as if Dundee got contact here, but I think it was a fresh air shot, and it spun wide. Down the pitch, Kilmarnock have a free kick. Down the pitch, Kilmarnock have a free kick, and guess McPherson to take it. Chris Coyne powers that one away. A painful one. And a free kick given against Alan Mahoud. His boot adjudged to be high on Georgian Nemzadze. And showing his wound to Alan Mahoud. Certainly his boot was up in his chest there. Not too much doubt about that one. And Tom Brown just trying to cool things down, telling the Georgian midfielder he's got his free kick. Kanisha beaten by the combination of Hay and Dundee, but Dundee have a throw. Coyne's header, launched downfield by Dundee. Confusion between Morocco and Tweed, and that was a chance again for Dargo. Marco Ricciati was outside his penalty box. Two Dundee defenders didn't quite know what to do with this, and it all left Dargo with a chance to loft the ball into the unguarded goal. Ray, and the flag is up against Kanisha. Offside. Mahoud. Free kick given against Ray. A late one on Alan Mahood. Played in by McGowan. Ray was the man in the way. Cleared by Nimzadze. Sara's header finds Beto Carranza. Artero. Nimzadze. This cross blocked by Mitchell. Another chance to create. Sara. Well, it would have been neat had it come off. Gary Hay. A loose pass. McPherson though, turning it into a decent one. San Juan and McCoist. That was a decent chance in Ellie McCoist's book. Disappointed here to shoot straight at Rocati. Again, San Juan was the set-up man. It was a good touch from McCoist to get the ball under control, but he really wanted to fire that one wide of the goalkeeper. Free kick given to Kilmarnock, which doesn't please the home support, as you probably heard. Offside is Dargo. One Spaniard on the pitch for Kilmarnock, San Juan, and one watching from the stand. That's Antonio Calderon. Interception by Nimzadze, cleared by McGowan. Stephen Tweed surviving the challenge from Ali McCoist, but that's a foul given against San Juan for putting Beto Carranza on the deck. Not a lot in that, was there? Smith, Canija, good challenge from Dundee. There's Freddie Dundee again, and Dargo. Giving it everything in that challenge was Chris Coyne. Nimzadze trying to flight that over the head of McGowan. Fell short of its target. Gary Hay plays the 1-2 with McCoist. Cleared by Tweed. Cushioned header from Sara. Offers an opportunity to Artero. And that was too close to the keeper to be a great problem for Colin Meldrum. Dundee have it back though. Artero now, and Canija should have scored. And he knows it. Played through quickly by Artero, and you would have imagined that Canija would have found the nets from that sort of position. Dundee a lot livelier. Artero lets the ball run so that his fellow Spaniard, San Juan, can get some treatment. Here is what happened. It was his challenge on Nimzadze, and you can see immediately the look of anguish on his face, and he's reaching for his right knee. Match started so well for them, Jesus San Juan, but as the half-time whistle beckons, that looks like the end of the action for him, and time for Mark Riley to come on. So San Juan off, Riley on, and we've played almost a minute of time added on. Zadzi to Smith, lofted in for Sara, but it's beyond him. Gus McPherson has time, as does Ali McCoist. First touch for Riley. And that's out. Rocati throws it to Smith. Barry Smith again on the receiving end of a pass from Gavin Ray. Good sliding tackle by Freddie Dundee. Stretching out was Namzadze, but Dundee has it again. McCoist, neat touch to Mitchell. He's overrun that. Beto Carranza spotting the run of Canija. It's over the head of McGowan. Good play from Meldrum. Realising he was outside the penalty box, he couldn't handle it. That's the half-time whistle. 1-1 at Dens. Craig Dargo opening the scoring for Kilmarnock with just 3.5 minutes gone. And the equaliser coming from the right boot of Juan Sara. It was Jesus San Juan, the new Spanish addition to the Kilmarnock squad, who set up Dargo for the opening goal, threaded home through the legs of goalkeeper Rocati. And of course San Juan has just gone off on a stretcher, the provider of that goal. Dargo's 7th goal of the season, and this was the equaliser. They'd created very little up till this point, but Beto Carranza's pass was inviting for Juan Sara, and he danced away from Meldrum before stroking the ball into the corner. His 15th goal for Dundee Sara, and since then Dundee have had some chances to put themselves in front, but half-time at Dens Park, it's Dundee 1, Kilmarnock 1. Dundee feel they need to win here today to keep up their hopes of a top 6 finish in the SPL. They kicked off the match 3 points behind Dunfermline and just outside the happy half dozen. This is the first of 3 games left for the home team before the split. Dundala's free kick. Coyne's header, that's Kanisha. Ray. Mahood won the header, and again Mitchell. Chris Coyne's clearance, the Australian under-23 international. Hay with the throw. Dargo, McCoist to get a deflection, I think, on its way through. Watched carefully by Marco Rocati. Spun off Tweed. Beto Carranza with a lovely bit of skill, but couldn't quite stop it from going over the touchline. McPherson to Dargo, who gave Kilmarnock that great start. Possession given away by Carranza. Riley. Morocco holding off Dargo. Kept in by Mahood. Dargo again. And straight at Tweed. Ray to Namzadze. Barry Smith never misses an opportunity to get forward. It's a chase for Artero. Did well to squeeze that into the box. Kanisha trying to find some room. Support from Smith. In comes Gavin Ray. That's a brilliant finish by Ray. 3 minutes into the second half. What a week he's had. Called up by Scotland, he sat on the bench for the match against San Marino. His international chance will come, but how well he took his chance here. 2 Scots at the heart of the goal. It was Barry Smith's cross, the well-timed run from Ray, and he directed the header just where Colin Meldrum couldn't get to it. Kanisha involved in the build-up as well, but it was Gavin Ray bursting through from midfield and putting Dundee 2-1 in front. That's well won by Ali Mitchell, and it was a well-struck shot. Kanisha to Artero. Stopped by Hay. But Dundee have certainly started the second half a whole lot better than they did the first. Zanzi trying to get a pass through to Sarah. Ray and Artero. Deflected towards Kanisha. Relieved of possession. Coyne's under pressure from Dargo. play by Ricati. Out of play is Gary Hay. Mahood to McCoist. Looking for a free kick for Stephen Tweed's challenge, which did look late. Carranza's pass behind Caniggia. Momentum gone, along with the ball for Dundee. Zanzi. Mahood plays a 1-2 with Riley. That's an interception by Nemzanti. Carranza, back heel to Morocco. It's not the sort of service Caniggia is looking for. Riley. Dargo darting into the space behind Marcelo Morocco, but that's a good recovery. And Dargo still grounded after the challenge from Morocco. He won the ball, but he caught the Kilmarnock striker as well. And he's in need of some treatment. Not happy, Dargo, about this challenge. It certainly looked from this viewpoint as if Morocco got at the ball. In from Innes, away by Coyne. Dundee. And the Dundee defence have pushed out. Ray holding off Mahood, trying to power his way through the midfield, but Mahood did well and wins a free kick given against Nemzadze. He was stumbling, was Mahood, and decked by Nemzadze. Flicked forward by Alan Mahood, chased by Dargo. Out to the edge of his area was Rocati. Caniggia waltzing away from the challengers. Now Artero. Good change of direction, gets to the byline and failing to find that final ball. Free kick given against Stephen Tweed. Caniggia's header finds Nemzadze. Good pass for Carranza, waiting for it to come down. And that was optimistic. And I don't think Caniggia shares his optimism because he was standing alongside him there, looking for a pass. Mahood gets it back from McPherson. Away from Ray. It's a good run. Dargo was off Morocco. Played away by Mzadze, but back into Kilmarnock possession again. Dargo looking for support from Innes. A lot of people inside Dens Park enjoyed that Gavin Ray header, and surely among them the Scotland manager. Head flicked on by Dargo, but no danger for Dundee. Quite sure who that was intended for from Chris Coyne. Certainly didn't find a teammate there. Misjudged by Chris Coyne. McCoist to Mitchell. Now Gary Hay played it first time. Might well now have taken a touch, because that was straight at Ray. Mzadze, Peter Carranza, that's for Canija. Off his line quickly was Meldrum. Just played a little bit too much by Carranza, and Canija was always struggling. Ivano Bonetti saw his team go 1 down after 3 minutes of the first half and 2-1 up after 3 minutes of the second. Back goes Dundee. Gary Hay. Mzadze to Ray. Canija. The return pass Ray was looking for from Canija. But Dundee come again. Again, it's good attacking play from Barry Smith. He's supported well down the right side, and he forces a corner kick off Dundee. Stephen Tweed goes from back to front, and Chris Coyne is in the penalty box as well, alongside Canija and Sarah and Ray. In from Mzadze. Colin Meldrum grabs it at the second attempt and throws it to Dargo. He missed it the first time. He was fortunate to see the ball bobbing back into his hands. Morocco to Sarah. Innes got his head to it. Riley to McCoist. Almost through for Dargo. And that's a foul on Morocco. Good bit of skill from the Dundee left back. And he was caught late by Mahood. And that's a yellow card. Neat change of direction here from Morocco, and Alan Mahood committed to his move. Caught him late, and that's a booking. Carranza with a good burst of pace. Not quite for Caniggia. Cut out by Dundee. Peter Carranza's header to Nemzadze. Put off there by McPherson's challenge. Dargo wrestling for possession and raised his hands. A flashpoint in this match and a red card for Craig Dargo. And he only has himself to blame here, Dargo. He lashed out in the direction of Stephen Tweed, didn't make contact, but the intent was there. You have to keep your hands down, that's what the rules say. He wasn't happy about the challenge of Tweed. There was some arm wrestling going on, there was a shove by Tweed, and there was the reaction of anger from Dargo, and Kilmarnock are down to 10 men. Ray to Sarah. Gavin Ray again. That's a powerful header over the head of Innes for Beto Carranza. Still in with a chance, but an early pass there might have done a lot more damage to the Kilmarnock defence than he's ended up doing. Riley to Hay. And offside against Mitchell. Kilmarnock now with problems. 2-1 behind and one man down. Riley, replacement for San Juan in the first half. And here he is again. Useful ball in for Ali McCoist. That was a header well won by Stephen Tweed. Stood firm. Important piece of defending. Beto Carranza to Marcelo Marocco. Won by McGowan. Smith to Artero. Coin swirling away from Morocco, caught by the wind. On the Hood's pass goes astray. Morocco beyond Sara. Dundela's header. Tweed. Ray's pass to Sarah. Gavin Ray again, that's good play. Good vision. Smith and Artero attacking, and it's a wild one from Javier Artero. Beto Carranza still on the ground after that challenge from Chris Ennis, but he's up and about now. Riley and Chris Coyne doing a tight marking job on Alain McCoist. Tom Brown across at the touchline, having words with Bobby Williamson. An easy take from Marco Roccati. Beto Carranza's flick towards Gavin Ray. His run stopped by Chris Innes. Morocco's throw to Kanisha. That's a bad pass from Innes. Kanisha taken away from the danger area by Gary Hay. Tweed to Carranza. Now Morocco. Dundee using their one-man advantage. It was a wild one from Ray. And free kick given for his lunge towards Riley. Nothing too malicious about it, but it was a bit wild. Ali McCoist off for Kilmarnock as Bobby Williamson makes a double switch. Andy McLaren is on. And Paul Di Giacomo is on as well. Gary Hay. Reverse pass intended for McLaren. Offside is given. And Ali Mitchell off. Well up for that header was Juan Sara. Kanisha gets beyond Innes. And the ball whipped in at the near post and cleared by Dundee. Artero's cross cleared away by McGowan. Hay holding off Smith and realising he had no other option there other than to turn the ball out of play. challenge. Gus McPherson to steer back that header to Meldrum. Stephen Tweed won a good header. Dundee, McLaren. Play from Di Giacomo. And here's the teenager again. Interception by Smith. And did well to keep that in. Followed by the nutmeg from Artero. Swerving away from Dundee. Carranza to Canige's offside. Looked as if a chance was on here for Dundee. They had plenty of bodies forward, but the offside flag got in the way of this one. Given away by McLaren. Carranza intercepted. Sara. Morocco. Canija. Gets that away to Gavin Ray. Georgian Mzadze. Artero. Mzadze again. And Ray. And that took a deflection and ended up being a reasonable test of Colin Meldrum. He's got one, obviously fancies another. It flicked off Dundee and it was heading in under the crossbar until it was grabbed by the goalkeeper. Sara did well to work that on for Canija, just offside. Good bit of skill from Javier Artero, and he was hauled down. The fancy footwork caught by Gary Hay. Neat touch from Sara. Releases Artero. Gavin Ray surging through the middle, supporting Canija. And it's lost by Artero in a promising looking situation. McLaren looking for Di Giacomo. Kept it in well. Gary Hay, good skill, gets to the byline. Up goes Morocco, and up goes Gus McPherson, and Kilmarnock are level. Gus McPherson's first goal of the season squares the game at 2-all. And he demands that some of his teammates join him in the celebration. Great ability here from Gary Hay to get away from Stephen Tweed. Chipped it up over the head of Morocco, and the last touch in fact was off Alan Mahood. So Gus McPherson might claim it all he likes, but this will go down as Alan Mahood's goal from just a couple of feet out. But it was all down to this bit of play from Hay. The shuffle took him away from Tweed. It was beyond Rocati and Morocco, and McPherson's header turned in by Alan Mahood. Artero, turned away by McGowan. Coin to Morocco. Cleared by Innes. Everybody for Kilmarnock is back in their own half. Coin lost possession. De Giacomo trying to force his way through. Kanija away from Mahoud and from Innes. Mzadzi. Artero. Back for Mzadzi, didn't catch the shot. And it trundles well wide of target. Just the one goal this season for Georgian Mzadzi. It was something special in the Tayside derby at Tannadice, and didn't really look like adding to his tally there. And how Ivano Bonetti would love another goal. He'll be very angry that his team has let a winning situation go for the moment against 10 men. Smith again on the overlap. He stumbled and he fell. And no free kick. McGann's header. Back it comes from Coin. Away to Morocco. Beto Carranza for Barry Smith. Artero. And offside, Barry Smith. Well, he suffered that horrific injury early in the season, having looked a real player. And Fabian Caballero is now back after a long absence. And the young Argentinian about to be introduced to the action. Beto Carranza off. And there's a big welcome back for Caballero. Flicked on by Sara for Kanija. Juan Sara again, supported by Ray. Good challenge by McPherson. Mzadzi. Artero. Caballero's first touch. And wins a corner kick. Guns are up. Stephen Tweed will aim to make his presence felt in the penalty box. Coin and Ray are there as well, alongside Sara and Kanija and Caballero, the three Argentinians. And it was Kanija with a flashing effort at the near post, which agonisingly for him went wide. Mzadzi with the corner kick, and a well-timed run by Kanija. Wide of Meldrum and wide of the post. Tunisia given offside. They've been pleased with the spirit shown by his side, Bobby Williamson, down to 10 men with that equaliser. Coyne's header. That was Riley. And McGowan. Caballero gets it down. Linking with Sara. Ray to Morocco. Mzadze responding to the shout from Artero. That was a miscue from the Spaniard. It's another chance. McGowan flung himself at that to get it clear. Morocco. Caballero. In from Morocco. And Caballero with a chance. Squared for Ray, and the effort was way too high. They were disappointed with this effort. Ray, the ball was bobbling though in front of him as he came onto it at the edge of the box. Some worried Dundee fans wondering if the top 6 place is ultimately going to prove unattainable for them. Hood to Innes, and up and under, which is not a great problem for Rocati. Aimed at Sara. Innes it was though who won the header. Di Giacomo challenging. Coyne has it. Now Ray. Mzadze. Harry Smith. Deflected cross, corner kick. Another chance for Dundee to apply some pressure. Australian Chris Coyne makes his entry to the penalty box. In from Mzadze. Straight back out. Not a good cross, easily dealt with by McLaren. Morocco, wasn't much better. Artero to Smith. Now Caballero. Sliced off the left foot of Dundee. Tunisia, good touch. Sara to Caballero, right on the byline. He was always struggling to do much with that. McPherson's header. Smith to Sara. The header down for Caballero, his Argentinian strike partner. Still not out of play. Cleared by Dundee. Smith to Caballero. Good challenge from McGowan and Sarah. And Kilmarnock have a free kick. Given against Caballero, I think it was, for his challenge. Tero loses out. Now Dundee have it back with Nemzadze. Ennis there before Kanisha. Spectacular from Coyne. And he found Smith. Andy McLaren. To Morocco. Now Tweed. Kanija gets it back from Ray. It's a great run from Kanija. Finally stopped by McGowan. Gary Hayes got pace. His run was halted by Smith. Artero's flick to Sarah. Barry Smith hearing up on the outside, but instead it's Sarah with a chance. Here's Gavin Ray's offside. It won't count. If the pass had been played quicker, Dundee might well have won the match here. You got the feeling that Sarah dwelt on it for too long, and by the time he played in Ray, the flag was up. If he played it there, he's onside. But the fraction of a second delay meant that up went the flag. And Ray finished well, lofting the ball over Meldrum, but all to no avail. Came back off the corner flag to keep it in. Coyne back to Rucati inside the last minute of the match. Caballero turning inside Chris Innes' challenge. It was late. Free kick. Caballero to Kanisha. They won't have too many more chances to win the game, Dundee. Kanisha to Caballero. Cleared away by McGowan. Chased by McLaren. Tweed to Rucati and out to Coyne. We've played virtually 90 minutes now. And 1 minute to be added. Dundee will feel a point. It's not enough. All fizzles out for Javier Artero. Goal kick. And a matter of seconds remaining. Bobby Williamson, I'm sure, will happily settle for a point, having been reduced to 10 men in the second half. Unloaded by Dundee. Marco Ricciardi will want to get this downfield as quickly as possible. Already watches being examined. A minute added on now. Sarah to Ray. This has to be the last chance. Caballero running into a brick wall. And that's the full-time whistle. And Ivano Bonetti and Dundee have to settle for a point, and I think you can see the disappointment written all over the manager's face. Bobby Williamson will be the happier of the two managers, the way things have turned out after Alan Mahood forced the ball over the line from close range to clinch a point for Kilmarnock, who of course are trying to hold on to fourth place under pressure from Hearts after Gavin Ray, 3 minutes into the second half, had headed in what looked to be a very significant goal at the time. It's been some week for him with his phone call from Craig Brown during the week, followed by the header which he thought might be the winner here, but Alan Mahood had other ideas, and Dundee's battle for a top six place goes into the final two games before the split. 2-2 it's finished at Dens Park.